Okay, so the next question is from Sarah. So Sarah says, how can I operate in the wellness space in a safe, satisfying, and sustainable way, given the huge amount of darkness that I see that also exists in this space, spaces that aren't actually safe or sacred? Okay, Sarah, I think you're the one who sent me an email this morning.
It
So
is me.
yeah. Now, I'm aware there's the darkness there, but how does that affect how you operate? What is the question here around that?
I suppose I've struggled to grow my business in it's an expat community that has a spiritual bent. It's in Goa, in India, and I don't have a problem with how I'm operating. So in some senses, why do I have an issue with this? Why can't I just focus on me and do what I do well and ignore what other people are doing if it's not my thing? But somehow I keep feeling like I'm without a tribe. I can't. I don't know. I want to be more surrounded by other people who I can bounce off and be inspired by. And of course, I have a few connections in my shiatsu and Reiki work, but I just feel a sort of real isolation. And also just a kind of, there's such a wrongness in so much of the marketing that I see, with everything being labeled as a safe space. Every event is sacred. I mean, I've got friends in various communities in Mexico as well, and everyone's necking ayahuasca like it's, I don't know, beer. And it's all getting, I've tried to ignore it, and I'm just struggling now, and it's affecting the way that I work myself. And perhaps there is something in this that I need to respond to in the work that I do. I know that I'm not alone in feeling really dissatisfied and concerned. And it's, until you've actually seen the kind of way that yoga is sold in Goa, and the number of people that arrive very vulnerable, boundaries down, just wanting to experience something in an authentic Eastern setting. There's a lot of very young people who are coming over, swarming into yoga camps and just getting churned out like, it's just, they've got a nice certificate at the end of it, and then they're off. They think that they're a teacher, and there's no supervision, and I just can't ignore it anymore.
Okay, so I'm hearing part of the issue is that you feel alone in a lot of this.
Yeah, I'm alone in the sort of day-to-day operation of being a practitioner and trying to keep myself well so that I can support other people. But
Yeah.
I have got disparate groups of incredible practitioners and my shiatsu teachers and people that I deeply respect.
Okay.
And I know that I have examples of people who.
Yeah, let's just pause for a second. So I'm gonna invite you to just see if you can dig deep. If it was in one sentence, what's your question?
How can I operate in a safe way where I'm effectively supporting people despite feeling so unnerved and disappointed in the way that I see other people in the wellness space operating?
I don't think that's the question from everything you've just said, because it sounds like you are operating in a safe way. It sounds like you are creating that kind of stuff. So I'm still trying to hone in on the stuckness or the particular issue here. Because I hear there is one, I'm just not, it's probably my own skillfulness and not being able to grasp it. But let's try again. What is the real issue here for you?
About how I can be okay with what I'm seeing that I feel is very much not okay.
Okay, what I'm seeing that I feel is very much not okay.
Uh-huh. I got it. So you're seeing things and it's a little hard to sleep at night knowing it's still going on. And maybe are you wondering what is my role in all of this?
Yeah, it's that as well. It's seeing so much exploitation, because that's what it is. And
seeing so much exploitation because that's what it is. And
Is there a
I'm not
question?
okay with it. I maybe just need to find some people to have a discussion with about it, and but it somehow it is affecting how I work and it's affecting my business.
But it's somehow it's affecting how I work. It's affecting my business.
How does it affect how you work?
I'm extra cautious about I market myself. I haven't been working as much because if I'm less than 95% well, then I feel like I'm not being, I'm not offering the best of me. I'm not offering value for money. I'm shortchanging my client. I'm not going to be the best practitioner that I can be. So it's like I swing the other way, and I am overanalyzing everything about me.
And overanalyzing everything about me.
Thank you. Okay, I think I'm getting it. Let me just reflect that, so I want to make sure I'm hearing it. So you're seeing all this kind of exploitation and abuse and carelessness and just grossness generally in the marketing and the way that people are engaging. And part of it is you're wondering what's asked of me? What am I supposed to do? How do I use my voice? Do I use my voice to address this, to speak out, to name it? But also I'm hearing there's a kind of way that you're saying the pendulum has swung to the other side, where you see so much exploitation, and now you're being maybe more cautious, careful, restrained than feels appropriate, but it's kind of in reaction to what you're seeing, and it's in a way that it's not bringing out your best.
Correct. Thank you for putting that so well.
Correct. Thank you for putting that so well.
Okay, thank you. So then I'm hearing two questions. One, what's asked of you maybe in this situation? Two, how what do I need to change given all of this to bring out my best work? So the first thing is I'd say is just, now that you have those two questions, that's precious. You know, those are questions we're sitting with that I don't have particular answers to. I'll share some thoughts, but largely it's over to you. You know, largely this is you translating this. Sorry, it's choppy. Yeah, I'm noticing the sound is really bad. One second, I'm just gonna stop my own video. Does this sound better? How's the sound?
Could you talk some more? That was slightly better, perhaps.
Could you talk more about slightly better, perhaps?
How's the sound right now? Is it okay?
It's still kind of really choppy, Tad.
Okay.
Not as bad, but
So
It's still kind of choppy, Tad. Not as bad, but
yeah. Okay. Well, this may be the God saying that it's time to wrap this up. And we'll just leave it with the questions. You know, how do you engage? What's being asked of you? And how do you bring out your best in your work? So maybe we'll just leave it there. I gotta go, I guess. Bless you all. One sec. Oh. Hello. Is it better? Better. Okay. I think I'll take it as a cue from the universe that we should probably leave it there. Maybe the potency of the questions has short-circuited the wiring here. But you know, bless you all. Those are two good questions, and probably questions we could all be sitting with. Given the bullshit in our respective industries, what's asked of us? Because I think something probably is asked of us And it may not be to stay silent and do nothing about it. Of course, in speaking up, sometimes you find your people. Sometimes we try to find our people. It may be the only way to find them is to raise the flag in the air. And you take some slings and arrows, but you also find your friends. And then that question of what is it that brings out my best work, given the current realities, how do I bring out my best work? It's a great question. I don't have the answers necessarily, but if you have the question, that's the main thing. So thank you for your patience in the technical glitch.
you.
You're welcome, Sarah. Thanks so much for bringing the question to the call.